The penthouse was silent in the late afternoon, the kind of expensive silence that comes from floor-to-ceiling windows 50 stories above the city, where even the traffic noise can't penetrate. Afternoon light streamed through the glass, illuminating minimalist furniture and pristine surfaces that showed no evidence of actual living. Adrian Blackwood stood at those windows, phone pressed to his ear, discussing quarterly earnings with his CFO. At 43, he was CEO of Blackwood Global Investments, managing portfolios worth billions. His penthouse reflected his life: impressive, expensive, empty. His wife had left 5 years ago, tired of being married to a man who prioritized spreadsheets over conversations. No children had come from that marriage, which his ex-wife said was probably a blessing given his inability to be present for anything that didn't increase his net worth. He was reviewing projections when he heard it. A child's cry, high and heartbroken, coming from somewhere in the penthouse. Adrian ended his call abruptly and followed the sound to the guest room he'd converted to storage. The door was open, and inside he found a little girl, maybe 4 years old, sitting on the floor, surrounded by the pieces of what had clearly once been a wooden toy horse. She wore a simple pink dress and clutched the horse's broken head, tears streaming down her face. "I'm sorry, I'm so sorry," the girl sobbed. "I didn't mean to break it. Please don't fire my mama, please." Behind her stood a young woman in a maid's uniform, her face pale with fear. This was Sophia, his housekeeper. He'd hired her 6 months ago through an agency. She was efficient, quiet, barely noticeable, which was exactly what he wanted. He'd had no idea she had a daughter. "Mr. Blackwood," Sophia said quickly, her voice shaking. "I'm so sorry. My babysitter canceled last minute, and I couldn't find anyone else, and I couldn't afford to miss work. I told Lily to stay in the break room, but she must have wandered. I'll pay for whatever she broke. Please, I need this job." Adrian looked at the broken toy horse on the floor. He recognized it. His sister had given it to him years ago when his wife was pregnant with what turned out to be a miscarriage. He'd put it in storage and forgotten about it, a relic of a future that never happened. He knelt beside the little girl, who flinched away from him. "It's okay," Adrian said gently. "You're not in trouble. What's your name?" "Lily," the girl whispered. "I didn't mean to break your toy. I was just looking, and it fell, and now it's broken. And Mama says we can't afford to replace things we break." "And Lily, sweetheart, take a breath. It's okay. The toy was already broken. See?" He picked up the pieces, showing her where old glue had given way. It was waiting for someone to fix it properly. "Can you tell me what happened?" Through hiccuping sobs, the story emerged. Lily had been waiting in the staff break room, as her mother had instructed, but she'd gotten bored and gone exploring. She'd found the storage room and seen the toy horse through the open door. It reminded her of a horse in her favorite book, and she'd wanted to see it up close. When she picked it up, it had simply fallen apart. "I just wanted to look at it," Lily said miserably. "I wasn't going to keep it or hurt it. I just wanted to see." Adrian found himself surprised by the depth of emotion this child's tears triggered in him. When was the last time he'd cared about anything as deeply as this little girl cared about a broken toy? "Tell you what," Adrian said. "What if we fixed it together? Would that help?" Lily's eyes widened. "Really? You're not mad?" "I'm not mad. But your mom is right. You shouldn't wander around in places you're not supposed to be. It's not safe." "I know. I'm sorry." Lily looked at her mother. "Mama, I'm really sorry." Sophia's eyes were filled with tears. "It's okay, baby. But we've caused Mr. Blackwood enough trouble. Let's go." "Wait," Adrian said. "Why didn't you tell me you had a daughter when I hired you?" Sophia's jaw tightened. "Because most employers don't want to hire single mothers. They assume we'll have childcare issues and miss work. I've been fired from 3 jobs in 2 years because of it. I can't afford to lose another one." "Has your babysitter canceled before?" "This is the first time. I swear, it won't happen again." Adrian looked at this woman working to support her daughter, afraid to even mention the child's existence for fear of losing her livelihood. He looked at Lily, still clutching the broken toy horse. Her face, showing the burden of knowing her existence, complicated her mother's life. He made a decision that shocked even himself. Sophia, how would you feel about bringing Lily to work with you? Both mother and daughter stared at him. I'm sorry, Sophia said. This penthouse has 5 bedrooms I never use. Convert one to a playroom for Lily. Bring her with you. Set her up with toys and activities. When she's older, we'll figure out schooling. But she shouldn't have to hide. And you shouldn't have to choose between your job and your daughter, Mr. Blackwood. I can't accept that. It's too much. Why? Because you're the help and I'm the CEO. And there are supposed to be boundaries? Those boundaries are why I live in a penthouse that feels like a mausoleum. Let me do something that actually matters with all this empty space. Over the next weeks, the penthouse transformed. Lily's playroom, filled with books and toys and art supplies. Her laughter echoed through rooms that had been silent for years. Sophia relaxed, no longer terrified that her daughter's existence would cost her everything, and Adrian found himself taking breaks from work to check on Lily, to help with puzzles, to read stories. The child who'd cried over a broken toy became a fixture in his life, a reminder that not everything valuable could be measured in quarterly earnings. One evening, Adrian found Lily in her playroom, carefully gluing pieces of the wooden horse back together. He'd hired a professional restorer to fix it, but Lily had insisted on helping. Mr. Adrian? Lily said, not looking up from her careful work. Why do you live in such a big house, all alone? I guess I never thought about it. I was busy with work. That sounds lonely. It was lonely. I just didn't realize it until a little girl started crying over a broken toy and reminded me that some things matter more than work. Lily looked up at him with serious eyes. Are you still lonely? Not as much anymore. 6 months after finding Lily crying in his storage room, Adrian proposed to Sophia in that same room, now converted to a family library. She said yes through tears, and Lily bounced with excitement at the prospect of Mr. Adrian becoming her real dad. At their wedding, Lily gave a speech that made everyone cry. When I broke the toy horse, I thought Mama would get fired, and we'd have to move again, and everything would be bad. But Mr. Adrian, I mean Daddy, he wasn't mad. He said the horse was already broken, and just needed someone to fix it. I think maybe we were all broken. Daddy was lonely, Mama was scared, and I was sad because we never had a home that felt safe. But now, we're fixed. Like the horse. Better than new. Because we're together. Adrian held his new family close. This woman and child who'd transformed his empty penthouse into a home. Who'd taught him that success means nothing if you live in isolation. That sometimes the most important business decision is to let a crying child stay instead of maintaining professional boundaries. Sometimes salvation comes from a broken toy and a child's tears. Sometimes it takes a 4-year-old to teach a billionaire what wealth actually means. And sometimes the family you need is hiding in your staff break room, afraid to exist openly because the world has taught them they're inconvenient. If the story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Comment about a time when someone's vulnerability changed your perspective on what matters.